Okay, so welcome to Filter Paper. I'm Joe Vasquez. This is a channel about becoming the best thinker that I can possibly become, and to learn how to think differently and think outside the box and hone all the specific skills that's required to be the best possible innovator that I can become. This channel is about developing your intuition and developing your problem-solving skills and honing your creativity. This channel is also about pushing the limitations of your memory and your problem-solving skills, and just keep pushing the boundaries of what you can do, and growing mentally as a person. It's also about brain health and pretty much anything to do with the brain, but it's mostly about just learning how to think in different ways and applying that to navigating whatever task or whatever challenge that comes in front of you. So I think the best place to start this journey is with learning how to learn. So I bought this book, How We Learn by Benedict Carey, and he's not really a psychologist or a neuroscientist. He's actually a science reporter, so nothing in this book is actually like his ideas. He's just trying to bring everything, the science of learning, together. So the book, How We Learn, it's gathering evidence from the science of learning and looking at it as a whole, and getting all the collective findings and all the learned techniques, and going through the science of learning and the history of all the experiments, and relating it to the living brain. So looking at the brain and how it interacts with learned information, psychologists begin to see that the ironclad rules and the common advice and conventional wisdom about how best to learn is essentially false. A lot of the common things that we do really go against the grain of how our brain works and how it operates and makes sense of the world. So all of this is rooted in neuroscience and the biology of the brain. And that's why I think I like this book so much, is because everything gets squared away with the biology. Everything gets squared away with the function of the brain. And you know, as somebody that likes hard sciences, I like to study physics and engineering and math. It's always nice to have that objective reality attached to mental phenomenon or psychological behavior. The more I see how learning fits in with how the brain works, the more I realize like just how strange and exotic the brain is, and how unusual its mannerisms are. Learning its quirks and leveraging its strengths and looking at its personality, in a way you could say, is it's interesting. But the more I appreciate the structure and the complexity and the wisdom in its design, the more I start to look at myself as this like psychological experiment, as this neurological experiment, and I begin to see myself as a subject in one of those meta-learning and metacognition experiments. In the past, when I've learned a new skill, I've focused on learning that specific skill. Now, going through this book, that I start to kind of section off like about 30% of my learning journey about the best way to learn, so learning how to learn. And I think that maybe for now, like a 30-70 split between learning the actual skill, the actual subject, and then spending time on like learning the best way to learn, learning how to do mind maps and stuff like that, learning how to take in information deeply and permanently. I wish I read this book before I started college. It would have completely changed the way I did the entire thing. I'll still take classes in the future, but I'll have a completely different mindset because of this book. So it's changed a lot. I think every college student or anybody just trying to learn something difficult, or like just wanting to learn many different things, whether you're just starting college or you're into old age and trying to learn a new skill, this is definitely something you should check out. I'll leave a link in the description below. I think lastly, this book has sent me down kind of a journey into looking at other resources, like trying to find other YouTube channels about learning. And I've come across Justin Sung. I watch his videos like pretty much every other day, and right now I'm going through all of his mind mapping videos. And I didn't do any mind mapping in college, I wrote a lot of notes just to show you just a bit of all the notes that I actually wrote down and all the papers that I collected. This is all like physics stuff, just like one big subject, and that's just a fraction of the notes that I took. And all of that should have just been replaced with a bunch of mind maps, and I think I would have learned a little bit deeper and understood things much faster. Okay, so I'm gonna go through this book and make a few videos out of this and go through the journey of trying to understand how best to learn and why it happens and what does it have to do with the structure and the nature of how the brain works, and continue to learn and to think in different ways and become the best possible thinker and hone my intuition and develop my problem solving skills. And hopefully with that, it'll help you develop your problem solving skills, and we can just go on this journey together. So thank you.